This is Inside Out.
Alright, nkwaniza ku the Inside Out enkyalero ne Proscovia Salam Musumba nga bulijjo okuwayamu nammwe. Pros ono mukwano gwange abasinga obungi balowooza nti mukyala nvulugalyenga nti tomanyi luzungu mukazi omukooya akusomesa tokwasa olungereza mba ndumanyi kubanza ensinga Salam Musumba ti ndi musomesa. So byonna byakola ffe tuba twamusomesa. Ye is a social worker. Abasomesa be basomesa ba social worker. Without us, Salam cannot be. Good morning.
Morning to you.
How are you today?
Thank you for being a teacher. Yes.
I'm proud
We are made by teachers.
I'm proud of that.
Teachers.
I'm surprised you still carry FDC notebooks with swag. I thought this would be something you now detest.
No. I'm FDC. And FDC is part of me. Because I was there at the beginning, I'm there in the middle. And I'll be there at the end. If the end comes, I'll write the epilogue. I'll write the post-mortem report. I'll write the eulogy.
If the end comes.
Yes, if the end comes.
Apparently it has come.
No, it hasn't.
Najjanankumbi is talking about the fall of Salam Musumba.
How can it?
You are nowhere.
Because if it talks about the fall of Salam Musumba, it means the fall of the pillars of FDC. They can't be proud of that. They can't even say it. They can't even think it. Because it tells a lot about them then. That they don't know the pillars of where they are, how it came about, and how it ought to move.
The record by Toterebuka Bamwenda, the head of the Electoral Commission, shows you picked no nomination papers.
And I didn't have to.
For any position.
Yes.
That therefore means that effective tomorrow.
All right.
When the elections are held.
Yes.
Salam Musumba will be no more. No single
you
position,
see,
not even in Kamuli.
Not all FDCs are in the leadership. The biggest asset of being FDC is membership. And yes, I am a founder member. You can't change that. And I remain a member of a party that I helped to form, to build, to organize, to mobilize for, to grow. And now I am involved in quality control of the ideology and the party that we formed.
What docket is that? Quality control?
Yes,
Which
quality
one is
control.
that one? Quality control?
Yes, we are in an audit of the journey we have taken so far, the quality of the journey and the distance of the journey. And that's why we find ourselves in check.
In which part of the Constitution is quality control in FDC?
It is in the heart, in the mission, in the goal, in the beliefs.
Quality control of the ideology.
Of the ideology of what the party is.
What has befallen?
The party is not just anything that moves. The party called FDC stands for something. What is that? And how is it being practiced? That's the quality control. We are quality checking. Is this the party that we formed? And that's the founders' dialogue that we shall have tomorrow. Is this the party? Is it still moving like we intended it to move? Does it still hold the hope of the people of Uganda? Has it been captured? Is it redeemable?
Okay, as elections take place tomorrow,
those are illegal.
What will be your role?
The starting point there is that you have a fraud, a political fraud happening.
But elections have been organized.
You see, that is the fraud.
Candidates have been nominated willingly.
Listen to me. That is not how elections are held. You check our history. We are 20 years old. We are not made yesterday. We have a history. We have a purpose. We have an objective. That's why I have told you that we are quality controlling, quality checking ourselves. Is this what we set out to do?
The right officers charged with the duty to organize elections in FDC are doing it. The Secretary General, the party president, the Electoral Commission,
you
the
see,
National
we have
Treasurer
one party.
are doing the...
We have one party, and we have a constitution in which we have divided the power and who does what.
Is anybody
We
wrong?
are guided by a constitution, and that is the constitution that all of us are duty bound not to violate. What is happening today and what you're talking about is a blatant violation of the constitution, and as we have set out ourselves to manage our party.
The courts have not agreed with you.
Which court?
The first one you started with, when
Which
you wanted
court,
an
my
injunction, and instead the court said it should be you not to conduct anything, and then
No.
other people went ahead. Okay, if there are no
Please,
elections,
sir, please, sir. We, the Forum for Democratic Change, and the present leadership that was extended for 6 months, has recognized that there are issues within the party that need correction, and therefore allow you the space and the latitude to self-correct. That's what the Delegates Conference of 19th September 2023 did. We did have a special, extraordinary National Delegates Conference.
where was that?
We held it in Kampala.
We are not talking about the Katonga.
Yes, it was duly called as provided for in the
That was
Constitution.
an illegality for
No,
sure.
please.
Why Katonga, not Najjanankumbi, Salam?
You see,
Teach me politics.
in our country, where things happen the way that the people want, that's why we have strayed as a country. And that is how the threats, the internal threats to our party have grown. Because you don't want to read, you don't want to listen, you don't want to know. We have a constitution. And under that constitution, we shared the power between the presidency and the chair. The office of the chair is the trustee of the party. And we envisaged this situation could arise. And so we provided for ways and means of how it should be resolved. The presidency is in charge of the executive functioning of the party. And the presidency works with the National Executive Committee to achieve that. The trustee of the party, office of the chair, operates through the National Council. And the supreme organ of that party is called the National Delegates Conference, which is chaired by the chairman. And by way of hierarchy,
you have no
the
chairman,
chair,
apparently.
we do.
No, we only observe the comedian in the image of an old man called Birigwa.
I'll tell you something.
Comedian flying over walls, jumping over this and that.
I am sick and tired of you media gurus trivializing your lives and your future and your competitiveness as a nation.
Trivializing?
You do. This is not comedy.
A national chairman of a party jumps over a fence to access a venue.
Akabaka in 1966, faced with the same danger, fled for life. Akabaka, a king, did. In extraordinary times, extraordinary things happen. The end result is that we had a meeting of the extraordinary National Delegates Conference called by the chairman.
In law?
Yes, it did.
You can defend that in the within the constitution of FDC?
I do.
And you think it will stand even when tested through the courts?
It stands for eternity. It does stand. Go back and read. Do not listen to rumor mongering. Be professional and understand how did this party set out to manage itself and how is it managing itself. This is why I'm asking you to audit us as we do an internal audit, political audit of ourselves, do a public audit. And the instrument and the tool to help you do so is the Constitution.
So you believe that the 19th September Delegates Conference that appointed Elias Lukwago acting president of the party
Yes,
was right in law?
yes.
And now you believe that, that Lukwago, not Oboy, is your party president?
For now, yes. And he has not even challenged that. Oboy hasn't challenged that because he knows.
Really?
Yeah, he knows. Because he has no reference point except the Constitution, which is his other reference point. If you're expecting that people are going to shout and yell about what obtains, no, sir. This is smart leadership. We follow the Constitution. We abide by the Constitution. We do not violate our Constitution as the Forum for Democratic Change. And we were born out of a violation of a Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. That's why we chose that never again will we allow people to trample.
That is the feeling of many of us, that
Yes.
Elias Lukwago, a senior lawyer,
Yes.
cannot participate in any illegality. But
But you see, the problem
even
is
the other
that
side with a senior lawyer in the names of Julius Galisonga saying that is a rebel group.
No,
The
please.
Constitution says here, so whose Constitution do we
Listen,
believe?
I want you to read the Constitution for yourself. Don't rely on others. You don't rely on me to breathe, do you?
No.
So do not rely on me. Check the Constitution for yourself. You can read English. It's a basic document, small, petty document. The little blue book.
And when I carried none here, I would have
Yes,
would have
there is,
checked some of
there
these
is, a,
things.
there is an electronic version that you can look at on your phone.
Oh, this Constitution
Yeah.
is online.
Yes,
Can check it anytime.
yes, you can. It's a public
So
document.
Salamu, gwe ekikukalubiriza mu mutima kwe kukkiriza nti abayaaye baakufulumizza. Let's say it cheap like that. Abayaaye baabafulumizza ekintu. And they're saying your next destination is Kamwokya. You can never go back to Najjanankumbi. Abayaaye baabafulumizza.
Oyagala gamba nti abayaaye bawambye ekibiina kye twatandikawo Forum for Democratic Change nga tukisuubira nti kibiina ky'abamagezi, kibiina ky'abategesi, kibiina essuubi ery'eggwanga, nti abayaaye baakitute.
Effectively so. Kubanga
Kati kyabayaaye.
ndi bwe mubayita abayaaye baakiwambye.
Bwe bayise kyabayaaye.
Bwe
Bwe
ndaba
baba bayaaye kituufu okutufulumya. Kuba ekibiina kye twategeka tetwategeka kyabayaaye. So abayaaye bwe baba nga bawambye ekibiina bakiwambe kisigale nga kyabayaaye. Bannayuganda eyo mujje ey'omutima mu bayaaye.
kati gwoba oddawa.
Nze nkyaliwo era nkyali memba ow'ekibiina kye twateekawo ekitali kyabayaaye ekitambulira ku mateeka agaakyo kye bayita Forum for Democratic Change. Eyo gy'odescribe nze si ye party gye twateekawo. Ndowooza abayaaye baakoze ebyabwe. Bwe baba abayaaye baakoze ebyabwe, ffe tuyina eyaffe Forum for Democratic Change.
Salamu bakubye ekigo.
Ani ankubye
Bw'otaasabye buyinza obadde otambula nga national vice chairperson wa FDC. Ekyo kati byavuddewo byonna. Tewajjeeyo mpapula. Teweewandiisiza.
Siri kipande nti ntambulira ku kipande ekya vice chairperson. No. Ntambulira ku bigendererwa. Seetaaga kipande. Gwe olina kipande ki?
Nze.
Nze nange. Nze.
Naye omanyi omuntu alikoga nti nze fe abasoma Bayibuli Musa alemedde kanaga nti ŋŋambe nti ani genda nti nze
the Lord has spoken.
Nze njogedde.
Yes.
Kibitegeeza nti ebirala byonna biba bikalubyemu.
Naye kyekikulu. You are nothing without being you. You are empty. You are totally nothing. So Seetaaga kipande to be me. I am me. That is why you're talking to me. And I am telling you, the party that we built, that I participated in building, is not the party of Abayai. It is a democratic institution that you have been proud to be part of. And I am telling you that I am not short of options. And we are not short of options.
I think a social worker of your repute knows the pain of living self-denial.
No, no, sir. I think you misread me.
As we talk now,
you do misread me. Yes.
As we talk now, Salam Musumba.
Yes, please.
Tolina kyoli mu FDC okujja kubeera member. Tolina kyoli.
Navuddeko ddi.
Ati delegates conference.
Navuddeko ddi.
Ati
nakugambye National Delegates Conference held on 19th September extended the life of the leadership.
Then how did Lukwago come in?
Lukwago is part of the leadership. He has been the vice president. We did not elect Lukwago. You see, this is where you get it wrong. Nobody was elected on the 19th. People were given the responsibility to act as they sent the substantive ones on leave to allow the party to reorganize itself and to audit itself. We are in an auditing session of 6 months.
Who is auditing who?
The internal
it will be the
audit.
members now auditing you, the leaders
who
have hijacked the thing. But again, it's the same holding positions.
Listen, you know, you have a long way to go.
Yes.
You do have a long way to go.
Yes, I do.
And at your age, you need to do a lot of self-education.
I understand these things from an ordinary man's mind.
No. An ordinary man does not mislead himself and mislead the country and the world about what obtains today. We are a democratic party. That's why we do not issue decrees. We go through organs to decide and take decisions. And the supreme organ of the party, the National Delegates Conference, was duly notified that we had a special situation to deal with. Which
court said should not happen.
No, sir.
And you went against court orders and held it.
I will tell you something that yesterday in the ruling, it was confirmed that the injunction that had been placed had been overtaken by events. The 19th had happened. So it falls on the wayside. When court rules that way, it tells you that the state of matters as they were.
The status quo remains.
Correct. You know that.
Nebwe obeera awo nga omutandisi nga bw'ogamba proudly. Tolabanga mu butuufu ekintu kiserebye.
Anti na bino twabisuubira.
Kwa mwena muli balungi.
Wulira twabisuubira kyetuva twategeka ssemateeka okutuwonya ebyo obuyinza ne tubuteeka mu organs nnyingi ng'eno bweremwa ng'eya NEC bwe yattibwa party president Patrick Amuriat Oboy. He disabled it. He stopped calling for meetings. We were meeting every week as a National Executive Committee. He disabled it. The last National Executive Committee was held 16th June 2023. From that time, he hasn't called any. If he was too busy, he had the option of delegating. He has 4 deputies, Honorable Adeke, Honorable Nzou, Honorable Pipi Okin, and Honorable Lord Mayor. Of the 4, he never found anyone wanting.
Fit.
Yes, and these are all very qualified. They are all members of parliament, the Lord Mayor. But he never found, because of his fear, gripped with fear, gripped with dictatorship.
I thought the duty to delegate is at his discretion. He chooses when to delegate.
Yes,
he found no reason to do so.
He's got to fulfill his duty to hold and summon NEC. And if you haven't, you deputize. That's why they are called deputies.
Okay, so legally,
Yeah.
having held no NEC meeting since 16th of June,
Yes.
what then gives basis to the 19th September delegates
That is
conference?
when the office of the president, of the office of the chair, activated that we have hit a stalemate here. We need you other leaders to come and take a decision. These are the issues. We have been effectively disabled. The enemy within has disabled the party to which you entrusted to me. That was 19th.
And we saw Dr. Besigye seated right near Birigwa.
So what?
What position does Besigye hold
He's
in
a
that
founder.
information?
He's a founder member. You know, you don't know your political grandfather. You don't in FDC. Then if you don't, then you don't know where you are.
So you invited him as a founder member
He is a member
or
as
a
well.
founding president.
That too. He comes in as an elder, as an eminent person. The list that was used for that delegates conference was not concocted. It's the list we have used in the election of party president Patrick Oboy Amuriat. It's the same list that we used in 2017, and he knows that. That's why he's not going to court to contest.
As the serious...
He thinks he can do kangaroos, ekunyuk things, and get away with it. We say, no, sir, we will stop you. We are pushing back on intra-party dictatorship. We are pushing back. And you should thank us for that, for pushing back, for not hiding and watching. No.
Bannabyafuzi bazibu nnyo kubanga sala mbadde nsuubira nti okimanyi nti baabawangudde bamaze kintu kyamaze okuggwa kubanga FDC okwanga neetandisa okwangamu FDC Katonga, FDC Najjanankumbi, DP Block, DP Main, gundi ebyo byennyini bye mubadde nga bye mulimu kati tulina Najjanankumbi, tulina Katonga kubanga salamu saagala kulowooza nti FDC esobola okufiirwa. You are a very big resource. Similarly, I do not think FDC would survive well ng'esudde Nandala, n'esula Muriati, n'esula Batoterebuka, n'esula Bagundi.
Bani.
Is Toterebuka not part of your founding organ?
Bani.
Those people?
Bani. Nga tukuwadde obuyinza n'obujagalirira tukukwasiza ekibiina ekiramu n'okitematema n'okiwemula. Sinnayogera, by the way. You haven't heard from me. You haven't yet heard.
What is it that you have?
You haven't heard from me, please. You haven't. And don't dare me. You haven't heard from me. You will hear from me when the time comes. You haven't.
Waliwo bannayuganda abalowooza nti bwe mubanga kye mukolerera kwe kukyusa kwe kuleeta enkyukakyuka mu ggwanga mwegatte ku Kyagulanyi muzimbe force eyawamu empya.
Option eyo weeri. Nyumya ebirala. Next.
Option weeri so.
Weeri.
So?
We will deal with it when the time comes.
Olunaku lw'eggulo ne Lubega Mukaaku yaddaga nti mwenna abaaliko mu UID nga ye yakukwatako okuzimba mukomeewo tuzimbe formation endala.
Yes. And I thank them for being politically versatile and present in the times. Come and reap your investment. Come. Don't die in your bed. This country belongs to us all. Do your part. Do your part.
So the Kamocha option is available.
It's available.
And you think you'll consider it when it comes?
Yes. Just read the political terrain. Read it. The politics of succession, the politics of transition. Read it.
So you're confirming?
I am.
That if conditions warrant that you join Kamocha, you will proudly do so?
We shall. Thank you. If and when the conditions warrant.
naye olwo munaamwekubya omuggo
Ate tutya.
bali gwe bagamba bulijjo nti abo baagala tutwale kubanga eri baga nti baagala tutwale eri baagala tutwale eri
obulimba obuli mu narrative eyo eya Amriat kyenkugambye nti sinnabaako kyembabuulira bannayuganda
tonnayogera
sinnayogera
kati kisenga ebyo ebiddako bibi nnyo kuba ne byewaakogera bibi
sinnaba
ebiddako bingwa nkoto
sinnaba
bingwa enkoto ebiddako
bwe nadda mu kiseera ekituufu ku ntambula etambulibwa politically nja babuulira.
But the Basoga have a saying nti ekiddiba kirawa abakyo eyikaire liira mu bigogo. There is also an option of Salam Musumba going back to the NRM because it made you.
Yes, it did.
It made you.
It did.
And it respects you.
It was not
In
NRM
fact,
that made me.
NRM respects you.
It was not NRM that made me. I made me.
Huh?
Yes. Because if NRM had found me uneducated, if NRM had not found me ready and positioned, it would have left me behind like it left so many Ugandans behind.
Okay. With an open heart,
yes.
Let us also look at the other options. Like you welcome the option that you may consider the option of going to Najjanankumbi, to Kamosha. How about the option of returning to Plot 10, Chadondo Road?
I have never
NRM is waiting for you.
I have never been at Plot 10. I have never. I was in the movement system, which made me the movement system of politics, where a political platform was presented and asked individuals who were interested to participate. And I did. It did not pick me from my mother's womb to the platform. No. A platform was presented. I took part on that platform. I thrived on that platform, and I am thankful for it.
Yes. Naye Salam,
Yes.
okimanyi bulungi nti ebyafaayo omanyi politics wa wano.
Yes,
omanyi nti Mwami Museveni ne NRM babadde so welcoming. Si gwe wekka, Babet Kame baweereza nabo bonna bagenda, bajjo Ssebugo baddeyo. Nga mmaze okutegeera nti katuddeyo. Can you join the NRM and work with them for the good of our country? Not for your good, not for the good of anybody. NRM values you and wants you.
NRM abalina amaaso nga temulaba. Gwe wandibadde obuulira abatulaba nti bwe nali chairman, governor wa Kamuli district local government, nakolanga ne council yonna nga ye NRM nga nze nzekka chairman of FDC oba atali we NRM.
Yes.
And I worked.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can still work when you join them.
I can work for Uganda from any agenda that meets the aspirations of Ugandans.
Wonderful.
Okay?
I can say so.
On an agenda that corrects all the failings, all the
wrongs,
the distortions discussed.
True.
But I can't join NRM. I can't.
Then you're contradicting yourself.
I will tell you that NRM is an organization. It's not a thing. It has its standards, it has its ideology, it has its work methods. It's those things, some of which that I am so openly opposed to. Openly opposed to, that I cannot count myself as a member.
And the inside out. Ba viewers baffe baga nti zesitegeera luzungu n'ensumbu wa Salaamu naye kati Salaamu yatalutegeera ya nsumbu agambye is open to working on any platform, any agenda for the good of Ugandans.
Yes.
If NRM presents such an agenda, then you say, I cannot join on that. Then you are
I can't join. Do you know what it means to join? You get the FDC card and give it back to FDC.
Yes.
And you pick an NRM card.
Yes.
And you go
to work on things that can correct the wrongs. You have said correcting the wrongs.
I cannot pick that card.
Salam, NRM is not right. You said your NRM is not right.
I cannot pick that card because that option is not available to me. They can pick mine, Forum for Democratic.
Okay, but you can serve with Museveni.
I can work on an agreed. FDC has always wanted and remains open to. That's why we're in the inter-party dialogue. That's why we have said
Honorable Betty Kamya did not pick an NRM card. Honorable Joyce Sebugwa did not pick an NRM card, but they chose to work with Mr. Museveni for the good of Ugandans.
Are they FDC members?
Have you ever revoked their membership?
Are they FDC members?
Did they denounce their membership?
Because you see, our rules say that you can't belong to two. And if you want to work, you must enter an internal MOU. And I tell you something, in going to Kamuli, we had to agree, the NRM people from the sub-counties, there was a meeting at which the president was, said that it was a demand from the leaders of Kamuli's sub-counties. They said, we have chosen to work with Salam. Do whatever you want, sir, as our president. But we have had enough confusion in Kamuli. We have chosen to work with Salam as she is where she is. And so they waited for me and said, Salam, do you accept to work with us? I said, yes, I will work for you for the interest of Kamuli. But I'm not going to change. I didn't change nothing.
Basinzira mu NRM bakati tujakola ni Salam.
Yes.
Befiiriza buli kintu.
Salaamu baali bali kwenda. Salaamu omuwala waibwe gwe bayidinga mukozi ng'abenda gwe bali kwenda okola naye. Salaamu alobye okuba NRM. Aye Salaamu aikiriza okola. Oyo ni Salaamu gwe nikobera abana Uganda.
Wena butijjo okole nabo. Nga bwe baakufiirira kola kati nakola. Bwe
baafiirira nze. Nze okunfiirira. Nga banfiirira kuki.
Baleka pate yaibwe ne ba candidate baibwe. They left their candidates.
They had no worthwhile. So bapangisa nze.
The inside out. The Salaamu soba. What do you say? They had options.
They had none.
They had options.
They didn't. I was the option. And they did take me, and I did let them down. Kamuli has never had a better political time than when I was their chair.
And
I miss them.
This is Inside Out.